Hello, geometry students. This is Miss Becky here with some video game music for you to listen to. Maybe a little blast from the past. Do you know what that video game is? That's for me to know and for you to find out. Anyway, moving right along. We are doing this is my very first video lesson for geometry. Please be patient with me and my techno issues. And wait, I got to pause already. I got to check something. Okay, I'm back. All right. So this is going to be the lesson on how to do IXL in geometry. N.8. The properties of rhombuses. Or the proper plural in Latin is rhombi. But that's a whole different story. All right, so this should be a review for you guys. Excuse me, I have made the notes here, and then these are the examples that you'll see on IXL. Look at your note sheet. I've given you this little diagram along with the written explanation of what all that means, but a picture is worth 1,000 words, so we'll dig into that thing in a little bit. So based off, these are going to all be rhombi or rhombuses, and what they're asking you for is the measure of angle. So we're going for an angle, EFI. So that's EF, I. So this angle right there is what we're going for. Now, if you're looking at this picture here, we can see that the opposite angles are congruent. So we know that this angle right here is 58. So we know that this angle also is 58. I'm going to put the two doohickeys there because this is the angle we're going for. Now, another thing that we know is that when these diagonals bisect, they are perpendicular, which means 90 degrees, right? Right. So if this one here is 58 degrees also, then the way I do it, and you guys can do what you'd like to do, IXL shows you like the very, very proper long way of doing things, but we're all about saving time. This triangle, this teeny triangle, has to equal how many degrees? You're right, 180 degrees. Any triangle is 180 degrees. So if you type 180 degrees in your calculator, forget that. If you take away that 90 degrees right there, you're left over with 90. So it's going to be these two together will make up the other 90. So when you subtract 58 from that 90 degrees, that will give you the 32 degrees. So the measure of this angle EFI is 32 degrees. Okay. Again, as always, if I make some silly error or say some, let me know if I say something wrong also, because I've done that too. Then you'll get extra credit. So looking at this next one, we're going for the measure of an angle. And it's WXZ. WXZ. So that's this angle right here we're going for. Okay, so what we know, again, there are different clues here. We know that I've never used yellow. Let's use yellow. This angle and this angle are the same because the opposite angles are the same. Well, we really didn't even need to know that. But now we do because we're going after this angle. And we also know that, let's go back to blue. These opposite angles here are also congruent, right? So if inside again, we have 180 degrees inside this triangle. So if you type in your calculator 180, take away this one, 54 degrees. Yes, that's going to give us 126 degrees that's left over. And we know that these two angles are the same because the opposite angles are the same. So if you then divide that by 2, that is going to give you 63 degrees. There we go. All right, on to number 3. So looking for our clues to see what are we going off. What do we need? We need angle RSV. RSV is going to be this one right there. So the other clues is that we know that this is 90 degrees right there. We also know that if you're looking at this example, that this, let's do a different color. Let's go for a yellow again. I didn't get to use that. This one is congruent with this one. So this is also 35 degrees. Then if we do the math on that, the fastest way is, we know that this is a triangle again, 180 degrees. We're not even messing with this 90. So that leaves us 90 between those two. So in your calculator, 90 minus 35 degrees is going to give us 55 degrees left over. 55. Got it? Okay. Now, this one is the measure of angle TUW. TUW. This one here. So, again, this is another triangle in here. We know that this angle here, I'm lagging again. Ugh. This angle here is congruent with this angle here. You just have to do a bunch of these to get used to all the different rules about the rhombi. So this one is 68 degrees. And if you remember, also, let's get back our purple. Come on. This angle here is going to be the same as this one, looking at our little diagram there. So all we have to do is type in, let's see, to calculate. Come on, it's lagging. My son's probably playing video games in the basement. Do this stuff so that you'll be smart. You won't be in your parents' basement lagging their Wi-Fi. If that's even a thing. Okay, so we have 112 degrees left over to split up between those two. So then when you then divide that by 2, that gives us 56 degrees that are left over. 56. Oh, my. Okay, well, you have it here. You know what it is, right? Ugh. Moving on to number 5. Here we're dealing with the sides. So according to this diagram, a rhombus, all of the sides are congruent. So remember, if you're looking for the value of x, you have to have 2 things that equal something to be able to solve for it. So if we know that this side is congruent with this side, then we can say that 2x equals x plus 19, right? Right. So if you subtract this x, subtract an x here, really don't want to show all this work. We've got x equals 19, and that's what we were looking for, what x is. You got to be really careful that you know what they're asking you for. Sometimes they want to know what x is. Other times they want to know what's the length of this side. They actually might even want to say, what's the length of this side? So you got to be careful. All right. Different color. All righty. So the measure of CDG, this one right here, is, that one is going to be 3U. Oh, wait, I can't deal with that. 3U minus 76. Is that all the clues? I guess it is. Okay. So we want to know, what does U equal? So some of our clues are, you might be noticing, if I can get my pen working. Oh my, I've got a bad lag. We have a right angle here. Right angle. 90 degrees there. So according to this picture, we can see that both of these angles are the same. So this one is the same as this one. Let me do a different color. This one is the same as this one, which is the same as this one and this one. So this angle here is also 58 degrees. Correct. So again, to be able to solve for u, we need to be able to set up that something equals something. All right. So we know that this angle here and this angle here have to equal 90, because with this 90 and this 90, that's going to be 180 degrees. So to me, the simplest thing would be is to set it up like this. All right. Then you're going to combine those like terms. So that leaves us 3u minus 18 equals 90. Then moving along, we would, I really don't want to write all this out. Okay, so that leaves us 3u equals 108. In the future, I'm not going to be writing this. I'm just going to, add the 18 to 190 and skip writing this line. So then we just go straight to there. So you're just going to have to get used to it. All right, so then, and I'm also not going to do this, divide by 3. So that would give us u equals 36 degrees. 36. So again, these are patterns for the different problems that you're going to see on IXL. So you might be able to, if you do these notes correctly and keep them out as you're doing your IXL, you should be able to match them up to see how you did them. All right. Let's see. The measure of STW. So this one right here, that measure is W minus 4. W minus 4. It's that one right there. And we're looking for what is W. So again, to be able to solve for W, you need to find two things that equal each other. You want to set up an equation so you can then solve. So our clues again that we have going on are a right angle there. We also know that these two angles, look at our picture, are the same. So this one here has to be 25 degrees. If we set up our equation, these two angles here together need to equal 90 degrees. So we have W minus 4 plus 25 equals 90 degrees. Add your like terms. So we have W plus 21 equals 90. And now we want to get W by itself, combine these like terms by moving that one over there. When it moves over there, it's a negative, so you're really thinking zoop, negative 21. So it's 90 minus 21, which gives us 69. So W is 69. Okay. Looking at this next one, measure WVX. WVX is this measure right there. That's what we're going for. And we want to know what C is, but let's see. So this measure, this angle is C minus 21. So look for our clues. We don't have any right angles, but we do know that here's a complete triangle, and it's 180 degrees. Looking at diagram there also, we know that the opposite angles are congruent. So we know that this one is the same as this one here. So another clue, we know that this one is the same as this one. So this one is 66 degrees. So, and adding that up, you could do it a couple different ways, but okay, we actually have two of these. So I'm going to write it like this. 2 times C minus 21 plus this 66 degrees has to total 180 degrees for the whole triangle. Okay, so you do your distributive property. 2C minus 42 plus 66 equals 180. Correct? Let's see, we combine these two numbers. So we have 2C plus 24 equals 180 degrees. Okay. If we move, we got to get rid of this one and combine it over here with that one. So when it comes over here, it's going to be minus 24. So that's going to leave us 2C equals 156. And then when you divide by 2, that's going to leave you C equals 78 degrees. 78. That's your answer. Okay. Last one in this section, I think. Okay. The measure of DGE. DGE is this one. And we are told it is V plus 7. V plus 7 for that one. Okay, and we're looking to see what V equals. So we know we should be getting good at realizing that this angle is going to be the same as that one. So we can set up our equation to be able to figure out what V is. So we actually have 2 of these. So I have 2 V plus 7s. And adding in that 120 degrees. That should total how many degrees? Right, 180. Okay. Next thing, what's the next thing? Distributive. So we have 2V plus 14 plus 120 equals 180, right? Right, no boo-boos yet. Okay. Next one, we can combine these. 2V plus 134 equals 180. What color now? Orange. All right, so you want to subtract this from 180. So you think about it coming over here to combine it, be minus 134. It's just going to give us 2V equals 46. Then when we divide by 2, that gives us V equals 23. Ta-da! So I think that's actually it for this lesson of N8. Here's the video game music for our outro. Have you figured out what it is yet? You'll have to hit me up and see if you're right. Anyway, hope y'all are doing well. And this is Miss Becky signing off.